fans listening right now, that's why Stevie J is the man, because High Life is the champagne of beers, man. That's why we're on the same page. That's why we like talking to each other. I dig you. That's why you're a member of the hype section.
Well, I hope all the hype section is drinking Miller High Life then. We'll just put it out there right now.
I hope so, too.
As long as they're 21 and older. We do want to keep that age requirement in mind, but I'm sure most 21. Of them are.
It's 19 where I live.
Yeah, well, we're in the States, Peter. It's different rules here.
Well, in Quebec, Stevie, it's actually 18.
Yeah, I think that's why a lot of Americans go to Montreal for the holidays. So, and it's 18 when you're in the ocean, too. I found that out from my wife because she took a cruise when she was 18, and she was able to drink out there once they got outside of like the 10-mile radius around, international waters. Once you're out in the open sea, it's 18 for everybody.
This is very informative right now. I know what I need to be doing with my younger cousin. Taking them on a cruise.
Absolutely. Hey, that's what you can do when you win the heavyweight championship. Some people say, I'm going to Disney World. You can say, I'm going on a cruise with my family.
Exactly. I was thinking that. I wasn't going to say it. I didn't want to sound too cocky, but we're on the same page, boss.
No, you can send a tweet. I'm on a boat and just hold both belts on the boat.
Take a good hard look at the motherfucking boat.
Oh, we can just cuss on here? Huh? Is that cool?
Yeah, I probably should have refreshed you on that, but we are an uncensored podcast. You can curse as much as you want.
Oh, I promise I'm going to throw a bad word out there before we go. Trust me.
Well, we do have some questions from our chat room for you. One of our longtime listeners, Brad, wants to know if you'd ever consider doing a tour of New England.
Oh, man, anything that requires flying to and getting there, I'm all about it. I want to explore the world because apparently that's what all the best wrestlers in the world does. Anytime you talk to them, they talk about how they hit it all over the place, and they mention New England and Europe and Japan and Mexico and Canada, so I want to be all about that. So definitely it's crossed my mind. Some of the greatest wrestlers of all time came from there. William Regal, Chris Adams, Wade Barrett. Yeah, I just threw Wade Barrett in there with those guys. I should. I am. Yeah. So definitely, to answer that question.
Well, in fact, that's one of our topics for later tonight is would Wade Barrett or Drew McIntyre be a better opponent for CM Punk than Ryback? But we'll get into that in due time. But we got more questions from the chat. Jeff wants to know, is Mexico or Japan a big dream of yours?
Well, most definitely. I'd say Japan more so than Mexico, but I wouldn't say no to neither, obviously. Japan just seems like where the great ones go to build that skill to go to the next level. Like every guy that I really admire and look up to, I can watch matches from them in Japan, so I definitely want to do that. And I have a feeling that in due time I'll get the opportunity to do so. All
right. Sierra wants to know, what are some goals you've set for yourself in wrestling that you have yet to achieve?
Ah, man, I have trillions of goals yet to. I want my mom to be present when I'm on a grander stage. I want my mom to see me wrestle. My mom's never seen me in person, and I don't want to come off like a mama's boy, so I better pop off some more goals. I haven't met Vince McMahon yet. I haven't wrestled on the East Coast. I really haven't ventured out more of the area that I've started in. I've done some shows in Oklahoma and Texas, and I'm being broadcast all around the nation right now, but I'd like to go into different markets and prove my salt against some of the other better independent talents that we have before things get a little better for me.
All right, we got another question from Jeff. He's firing on both cylinders right now, and he says, if you could snap your fingers and have one opponent right now that you want to face, who would it be?
It would be Chris Jericho, because he is actually the best in the world at what he does. Sorry, Punk, but that's how I feel. If I got other options that I could mention, also Ric Flair, I'd wrestle him even though he didn't even feel like it. He could just chop me all day. I'd be cool with that. That's Ric Flair. Hopefully I get to drink with him after the show. Maybe I'll even get a Molson or a High Life. Probably a Kamikaze. That's what he likes.
You know what? I think the bar would be open with Ric Flair there. He'd buy whatever you want because that's how he rolls.
Woo!
Absolutely. So, on that note, you mentioned the Punk Jericho comparison, and I always thought they tried to keep it separate because Punk would always say he was the best in the world, and Jericho would always say he's the best at everything that he does. So, let's flip this up. Do you think that Punk could be as good of a punk rocker as Jericho is a heavy metal rocker?
Oh, no. Jericho, Punk doesn't really compare to anything that Jericho does on any level, in my opinion. And that's not to sound disrespectful to CM Punk, because I truly respect him 150%, but Chris Jericho is just on a different level. The work Chris Jericho was doing in late 2008 through mid-2010 is the foundation of which all wrestlers should aspire to be. That's how high I feel about that guy.
I can't argue with that one bit. And since I have a Canadian co-host, I don't think he's going to argue that point either.
No, sir.
Short and simple, huh? No, sir. I dig it, though. It's right.
Yeah, we're Jerichoholics here since day one. In fact, I probably got that T-shirt in the closet somewhere.
Actually, I want to tell a quick story. When last time Jericho and Fozzy was touring Canada, they were actually going to appear in Ottawa, and I was really looking forward to going to see Fozzy. And the night before, or a couple days before the concert, that's when Eddie Guerrero passed away, and they canceled the show and the refunds, the whole 9 yards. So that's as close as I ever came to seeing Fozzy live.
Wow, bad timing, bad memory on that. I'm sorry, Peter.
Yeah.
I've seen him in the ring before, but I was really looking forward to seeing Fozzy. Maybe one day he'll tour Ottawa again. Who knows? Time will tell.
Well, if I can tell a story too, I had a friend who actually was at a Fozzy concert right after a Raw in Omaha, and I had other commitments after Raw, and I had to go handle those, and I couldn't go to see Fozzy. But a friend of mine that was there walked into the bathroom and taking care of his business, and he noticed a very beefy arm at the stall to the left of him, and he figured it had to be a wrestler, and he didn't know who it was, so he finished his business, zipped up, turned around, and stared him face to face with Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Ah, that is interesting. Stone Cold digs Fozzy, huh?
I guess so. He was there at the concert that night, jamming out with Jericho.
Good shit. Good shit. So, there I go. Got my bad word out. Yeah.
But I guess that just proves he's the best in the world at everything he does. Because if Steve Austin will show up for your concert, then you're legit.
Definitely. Hands down.
Normally I think he would prefer country music, but if he's getting down with rock, that's saying something. So, speaking of which, have you watched that Redneck Island show that he does? Because I haven't seen it. I don't know if it's any good or not.
I can't lie to you, boss. I haven't checked it out. I'm in a weird mode where, on TV, all I'm watching is wrestling or very girly shows, and I don't think Redneck Island drops into either category, so no, I have not watched it.
Probably not. I'm going to guess Peter hasn't seen it either.
No. I don't think it plays in Canada, to be honest. No, it does. It plays on country music television, but that's a channel I do not watch.
Well, we can't just write that channel off wholesale because I know a lot of our audience is from the rural South and the South, so we can't go talking on country music channel too much. I did watch a show on there a few years back that I'm sure Jermaine might remember because it does fall into the wrestling domain. It was a celebrity championship wrestling show with Dennis Rodman and some guy Howard Stern. You know what I'm talking about.
Why'd you do me like that, man? I thought we were talking about legit wrestling. You bring up the celebrity championship.
Nah. You talk about entertainment being, part of the package, and that was entertainment. It wasn't serious wrestling, but it was fun watching all these celebrities take bumps.
Oh, definitely, man. I remember the brother from Different Strokes did a suicide plancha or something like that. I checked out an episode. I've seen it once or twice, but I will not call it good. You will not make me do that.
No, I won't agree that I won't make you say that it was good, but I will agree that there were some different strokes to rule the world on that show.
Yeah. Screech was on there too, and I'm a Saved by the Bell fan, so.
That's right. Hey, I believe that's why some of the fans might want to see you on the East Coast, because I know Mr. Belding from Saved by the Bell is working some indie shows out there.
Isn't that crazy? I heard he's stuttering people and stuff. I wish I'd seen him do a wrestling move on AC Slater, because I hated him. So that would have been great.
I can't argue with that one bit. That would have been tremendous. Peter, anybody you want to see Mr. Belding give a stutter to?
In the world of wrestling or the world of entertainment?
Either one, either or.
A Kardashian?
Okay. I knew you was going to say that.
Well, now let's take it on that note. If you were on Keeping Up with the Kardashians, what would you say to Kim or Khloe?
Oh, Khloe, I'd be like, man, so Lamar's gone. What's happening? Because I like Amazon chicks.
Keeping it real with us. Keeping it real. I like that.
Yeah, he's at LA. He's playing basketball right now. Why don't you? This is your opportunity to get with the hype section, Khloe. I talk in that voice too.
Mm-hmm. I see it.
You should also wear a Brooklyn Nets jersey with you know who on the back.
Oh yeah, definitely. Got to do that. Got to rock the Nets. Although being in Oklahoma, I'm sure a lot of people are rocking Thunder jerseys out there when you go to shows.
Oh, definitely. Thunder jerseys, OU jerseys. Yeah, man, it's big sports state here, so you definitely see it all the time.
Yeah, even good old JR is always all the time talking about Oklahoma football, so you can't get away from it. When it comes to Oklahoma, sports and wrestling just seem to go hand in hand.
Yep. No doubt.
Well, I think we got to bring it back around full circle before we wrap up this interview. I know that the Halloween Havoc's coming up, and you're going to be defending that Impact Division title. So, once again, give everybody the date and time, where they can see it, how they can watch it, and all that jazz.
You can watch Halloween Hangover November 3rd on GFL.TV live as we present our I don't even know what number pay-per-view we are on right now. We've been trucking them out nonstop. I will be there as well as every ICW superstar on the roster. I'll be competing in a 5-way scramble match for the ICW Impact Division Championship, and then later in the show, I will come back after I've retained my Impact Division Championship. I will come out as a member of the Monsters Bash, and I plan on outlasting every other ICW competitor to become a 3-time ICW heavyweight champion. So check that out, and then afterwards I'll be taking pictures with both belts, which you can see on Twitter at Jermaine About Me.
And they can find you on Facebook as well, right?
Yes, they most certainly can. Also under Jermaine Johnson. You can catch me on Facebook, where I'm always posting pictures and letting you know how I feel about people who say they work out. Because anyone who posts about working out, 9 out of 10 is not working out.
Well, certainly not to the degree that you are.
No doubt. And I don't even have time to post about it. Why? Because I'm too busy working out. That's why.
That's the truth. That is the truth right there. So one more thing before you go. The only social media app that we probably haven't plugged in the last minute or so. The last time you were on, this didn't even exist. But now that it's out and about, do you use Tout?
Yes. Yes, I do. Jermaine About Tout, you can catch me on there, where I will always have 15 seconds worth of hype information for you. Are you on Tout, boss?
I'm not yet, but I believe Peter is. Peter, what's your Tout handle?
I think it's Peter_H, but I haven't used it in a while, to be honest.
Well, you're gonna have to now.
Well, you should, Peter.
I'm planning on dusting it off for something for another project of mine, but yeah, it's going to be on there for sure, and I'll be sure to put the video on my fan page.
All right. Well, then everybody can check out Peter on Tout and Jermaine on Tout, and everybody can check out the Halloween Hangover. It's going to be on GFL.tv, and you're not going to want to miss it. Jermaine, thank you again for another tremendous interview right here on the Angry Marks podcast.
No, boss man, thank you. I appreciate having the opportunity to get on here and talk wrestling with true wrestling fans. Every Thursday night, other fans need to be getting on AMP.
Well, I can't say it any better than that, so all I can say is thank you, and you have a great night, and we're looking forward to the Halloween Hangover.
Thank you, Stevie and Peter.
Thank
out.
you very much.
All right, that was Jermaine Johnson from IZW, the new Impact Division champion, joining us right here on Thursday Night AMP.